Yo, what is up? We're back. Week 5 of the 5DZA Draft League, where you have Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon combined to create some chaos. And I am your coordinator of chaos today, Spaz, aka Master Hand, aka Kenny G, aka some of y'all might not like me. But what I love from you guys is more battles, and that's what I got from you guys today, and I'm bringing up. So starting off with Stardust Division, because they finished their battles first and foremost. We have Pizzaharald versus Dun Daddy. Looking at their teams, we do have Pizzaharald with the Dracovish, Klefkeys, Bruxish, Sneasler, Hitmontop, and the Rachi there. So could be some shenanigans going on. You got Dire Claw, you got Iron Head, and you got the very vicious Dracovish here. And then we have on the opposing side this whore, based on the activation of Zach's ultimate Wiggle Queen. So just to give a brief rundown on what it can do is it can basically have any ability from filter, adaptability, innards, outs, no guard, and snow warning, and it can use freeze dry. Any hidden power can also terrestrialize and use any psychic move, as well as some extra EVs and whatnot. And then it has a special transformation sequence as well afterwards, as well as Pizza having their Sacred Dragon over here, but this may be C'est la vie from the Vicious Fish from the Sea, having the ability to also terrestrialize into fire, have access to Sacred Fire, as well as Clangorous Soul. Yeah, pretty crazy. Pizza's Mega Assistant has been going crazy. I really don't even remember their Megamon. But getting right into the battle here, Zach has a pretty bulky team here, which can definitely do some damage as well. Like each of these have a crazy attack stat. This with Water Bubble included, like heavy HP too. All right, so starting off, Webs does look good here. You do have spin blocking power in the form of your ghost type in front of Hitmontop, and you do have physical moves that could proc this into a steady sweep of these mons. Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, and Bitterblade just look good into the entire team, with very little to no resistance at a +2. So here we also have just amazing leads. You have Araquanid, you have Memo, you have Garchomp as well. You have Jinx. Jinx is, to me, not to be slept on. But as far as leads go, I could see maybe, I don't think Fake Out does much. Araquanid doesn't have the best defense stat, so you could like go for a T-Punch maybe into that. Banded T-Punch might do some work. Acrobatics with no item possibly would go crazy. And this is popped up because the Jinx actually has more than 510 EVs. So going for it, Mamo just looks good as well. You do have access to freeze dry, you hit that, but you don't want to run into anything weak for in front of this too. So I do think Araquanid is gonna be the lead, versus the opposing possibly Klefkeys, to get rid of the sash and then get just, you know, damage off, because you don't have any removal from the side. So let's go. Alright, so we do see the Jinx. We have Snow Warning in front of the Golden Boy. U-Turn's going to do a heck of a lot, but Jinx is going to retaliate with a Aurora Veil. Getting out there, bring that hoe out. Hot Emo Daddy comes in on the Cosmic Power. Now, I'm pretty sure a Swords Dance does not care about that, and we do see that Hot Emo Daddy is faster. The Bitterblade is going to get a crit hit and kill. Not sure if that mattered, but the Intimidate just might matter here. Bringing the +2 to a +1. Weaken Aurora Veil is going to activate that +2. You get -1 defense, and the Sucker Punch gets evaded by a Swords Dance into the Bitter Blade. Well thought to bring Sucker into that. Crimson Dragon comes out, possibly for who knows what, to waste that turn of Aurora Veil maybe. And Pizza already claiming GG. As long as those Poltergeists hit, that win is possibly assured. Hitting on the Mirror Herb though too, we get the Shadow Sneak. Now that was a risky move because this does have Dazzling, but I guess Strongjaw was likely the better move to keep on that. Shadow Sneak gets the kill at the +3, so will Bitter Blade, and we got a healthy Emo Daddy. Very quick game. Zach did amazing getting the setup and then just a straight up sweep. I believe that was a 6-0 sweep from Hot Emo Daddy, and I did call the sets into Pizzaharald. Now I'm just curious to see what Sneasler was. I'm guessing Scarf or Band. Okay, Band it was. Okay, very nice. See the weakness policy, very nice set. Thunderbolt plus stored power. Looks really good into the opposing team as well. Spin to win, pretty standard minus the EQ. Got the ground ice coverage, of course. Rocky helmet, pretty dope. The Bruxious with the strong jaw doing some damage, yeah, definitely. But yeah, this is gonna bring it up to a fast kill leader. On to the next game of the Stardust division. Okay, so we got Hoopa coming from Ace's activation of their ultimate called Old But Gold. So for 3 rounds, they can add a shiny Hoopa to their draft team with the custom ability Good as Gold, or one of the following instead: Dazzling, Contrary. You also have Stillworker or even Super Luck. Hoopa may use any ghost type move, except Lash Specs. After this effect ends, Hoopa can turn into a non-Synchro Diancie, which Ace just loves, right? And then also the added benefit is, while Diancie is on your draft team, you gain a S tier token that can only be used towards a Ghost or Fairy Uber Synchro, and you may add any 2 spell or trap cards from the graveyard that you haven't drafted yet. But we kind of did expedite the process to where Ace was trying to activate something else, I think, within their hand. We're trying to have some type of hope, unsure, but the hope is here with Hoopa. We also see their Mega Sableye is in the mix, pre-Mega as well, and a fan favorite of Cinescorch. We love Cinescorch over here. Amazing draft mon, amazing just in general. And Ace knows how to use most of these mons well. Very Ace coded mons. Also did some revision on their ultimate too, because they didn't want basically what was given, so they got what was got. Opposing side, very me coded team, right? You got the Polt, you got the Grim, you got the Wheezing. It's so funny how Wheezing is offset by the smoke right here. So Treads or Boulder is just standing on top of there. From Thorson side here, let me see if Thorson activated anything. My phone is messed up, guys, so if I don't have the exact specifics laid out, sorry, but they do have the Guardian of Ancient Fairies, so they will be using their first use on Ace here. And what this card does is, during the beginning of each week round, Monday or Tuesday, they may draft a Pokemon from any tier S to C to their roster and assign it as an effect, targeting their opponent for the week, plus 2 additional players. So applying it just means that player cannot bring that associated tiered mon. So all affected players are banned from using Pokemon of that tier for that week, right? This effect can be activated up to 4 times, and each tier can only be selected once. So we have S, A, B, and C. And then after all 4 uses are completed, the drafted Pokemon are returned and treated as tokens, cannot be used as synchro material. Once the effect is fully completed, they may draft either a continuous spell or a regular spell and use its effect once a week. So, other cards that may be in play here. And then also Ace picked up Kyurem over Palafin here, based on the Mega Assistant Boost card that they did get from the activation of their ultimate. Alright, so Thorson also has Beast Boost. So for 5 consecutive weeks, one of their Pokemon can use the ability Beast Boost, except for Slacking and Regigigas, because imagine that. This can be activated at any time during the draft, and then counting starts from the moment activated. So starting now from week 5. So Thorson is definitely trying to gain ups on Ace here, as well as Ace trying to fight back. So very well thought out, probably methodic played here, or thought, whatever, for this. All right, so we do see the double dragon. Ace, you are wow, and you're gonna tell me about having double dragon. Yeah, I bet you like it though. Bet it felt good. What is the word I was looking for? So we do have the opposing dragon over here, my baby Dragapult. Looking into the team, as long as this has Terra Shell active, their Moltres does have a harder time sweeping. After boost, you do have this that's bulky. This is also pretty bulky too. It can terrasilize into a ghost, I believe, if I'm tripping. Meaning it is taking less damage from the dark. Probably throw an AV on there. Filter is also a possibility that could have. Good as Gold doesn't seem that great unless it's into something like this, like blocking a parting shot, or even a T-Wave, or even a Defog. Like if Ace wants to get up Stealth Rock from Buddy over here, that can very well happen. Otherwise, pretty great offensive presence. Pursuit looks amazing here, as well as Sucker. So I could see sub on this or even this to avoid said Sucker and whatnot. Grim is great here to allow these mons to set up even bolder. I would love to see a physical Grin here, because its dual stab into the team goes crazy, as well as a benefited Drain Punch. You know, that just looks really good into the team. Starting off, I could see Ace leading Absol Mega, just to see what they want to lead into, because you do have a good switch-in on these. You could also lead this for rocks. Lead Grim is also very good. Clear Amulet would be dope to block certain things, unless you have the magic bounce for the parting shot and said T-Wave. Even the trick is pretty well blocked by this and this, if good as Gold. But overall, T-Spikes looks good too. Can't really sneak T-Spikes in that well. This doesn't even have T-Spikes, I'm tripping. Or does it? No, you have Defog there, Defog. Yeah, I think Ace leads this or this here. And then Thorson can lead the likes of Polt, maybe getting off a fast U-turn, especially if Choice Scarf. So we see Centiskorch, my boy. Alright, so switching right out into Iron Boulder on the Centiskorch there, and Knockoff is going to do heavy damage despite it not even having an item. That's crazy work, right? Mighty Cleave comes in to take down that bug. So the booster is gone, and Ace sequences very nicely, as well as Thorson having that Mirror Herb into the Dragon Dart, but the Haban Berry is going to knock off some of that damage on the first hit there, and Outrage is going to be the move clicked. This does bring in the Wheezing, and I'm pretty sure Ace knows that as well, but just needed to probably get that kill off. Hidden Power is there. Hidden Power. Hidden Power? Alright, so I might be missing something for the reason that Hidden Power is available for this guy, but unsure. I don't believe you can use it in this draft, but c'est la vie. Stealth Rock from the Terapagos did call. The Terra Shell is going to be broken. Do we see... Yep, we see HP recovery there. So on this turn, we have Terra Shell back intact. After this Terra Star Storm brings Grimmsnarl down into the 15 point. So Cinescorch is going to come in very nicely on that. That did a ton of damage. Pretty fast as well, making me believe it is a offensive set. We do see the Choice Scarf. That's why it is faster. Darkest Lariat is going to bring it down to the kill. Still being faster as well. And having the Beast Boost on Grimmsnarl. Nice. So Knockoff is going to take that out. And that's smart by Ace right there. Knowing that Grim died to rocks on switch in since it was at like 3%. Not revealing Pursuit, if it does have it, was very good there. And mindful, like as you should. Like you will always want to keep Pursuit in the back clutched off. So Weezing comes in here, likely a switch into the Hoopa. Clear Smog, potentially for the SD, making me think this might not have a fairy type move. Maybe we get rid of the Violite, hence all the knockoff that was moving around, and knowing that this took 8, it's also going to bring it back to full, if not getting hit again. We do see the sub, but we do have the Terra Shell back on there. So are we here to stall it out? There won't be any effects from the Tri-Attack right there. Switching out into the Hoopa for a clean switch, hitting the Drain Punch and getting up to full. Do we see the physical Hoopa? Oh, it is physical. Oh, yo, okay, so I'm hoping to see one move, right? Did this take damage prior? I don't know, but if you know, you know. Alright, so Moltres is in, hits the agility, you get the knockoff on it for Chesto Resto. Nice move by Ace. Bringing in the Curum. Air Slash is going to do a good amount, not enough to... Do we see the flinch? Ooh, okay, Blizzard. Up and out. So, Ace is also using Snow Warning on Curum for the added benefit of the Snow Warning and Sandstorm card as well. So I'll put that up. So very well played by Ace. This is a great match. Weezing doesn't have the best SpDef here, but it does take only 51 from that, and Heat Wave misses out on the kill. Moving around for the possible cuss stat. So that was smart by Ace, I believe. Shadow Sneak, I love that. Nice, very well done. Getting the sneak kill. That was very smart. Probably just preserving that. Didn't want your kill, because if you did explosion, this just doesn't care because it is a ghost type. And Hoopa doing work with Ace. So very nicely done. Game number 3. Alright, so we got Alolan Vulpix and Muck over here. Muck having a pretty thick team. Pretty strategic if you do run it right. We do have the Mega Scrafty. We have the Intimidate before Mega as well. So that is pretty smart on Muck's part here. Which could be really good into any 4 of these mons. Now this is a pretty well used mix mon if brought that way. So it could just be for 3. Hemoglobin does have Intimidate of their own, as well as Pixelate. Pixelate just looks really good into Scrafty for the most part. Intimidate could do something into these 2. Like, this is a mixed attacker as well, but you likely go special. As far as leads go, webs don't seem to do much in the case of that you do have these bulky guys. So they could just stay up. You do have Defog on Scizor, I'm sorry, Cleavor here, as well as possibly Celebi. I don't think you do. No, I'm lying. You don't have Defog on this. You have Stealth Rock on Celebi though, as well as Stone Axe. So hazards here could be removed by Tusk, as well as hazards here in the web category might not even matter. Unless this is like Scarf. Speed on this is nice, but you do speed tie with the other sharpness hazard setter in Samurai here. Alolan Vulpix does have the faster team here, and it is a pretty scarier team to get hit by, but you do have the fat on fat Spadef in defense, respectfully, as well as whatever Muck would like to do on this. Celebi looks crazy here. Actually, like Leech Seed in one move, you could likely sweep this entire team, if played right and correctly. Especially with this down, and likely Hemogoblin. But leads, yeah, very great leads. You could lead off with this, start off Scarf. This could be also Sash. You are naturally faster, and if you are Sash, you just live and just get off your webs. If need be, webs might not be the most important thing here. I do see the Kleavor lead, possible Scarf Celebi lead, Psychic, U-turn as well. But if this is Scarf opposingly, that does suck. Could also be eject button, getting off the Leaf Storm and then pivoting properly. But yeah, these two lead and these two likely lead. You do have this as well. Maybe Sam lead is likely better. Alright, so we do see the Infernape lead on the Scrafty. Alright, so we do get the Infernape. -1 U-turn, not gonna do much, but the Rocky Helmet gonna do a touch of damage there. Going into the Ceaseless Edgemon, and does get the kill. Sharpness boosted plus something else, unsure. Alright, so Celebi comes in here, scaring out that guy. We do get the Giga Drain, getting back up to the nice. So for punishment there, I believe we do see a Toxic Orb based on misplays from last game. But putting it on the Celebi is nice, having Natural Cure and also possibly Trick. Bug Buzz does a good amount of damage into the Kleavor slot. And then U-turn from Kleavor, bringing back Celebi. So Toxic Orb is going to activate. You do have Fling potentially. You do have Leech Seed. Yep, we do see the Seed. So Leech Seed, Protect, definitely going to have to get out of there, but not without doing some damage first. And Infernape comes out. We do see the Natural Cure activate because you're switching out into the Chansey. Now, we only see U-turn. And U-turn again. Oof. I guess that was to absorb the special hit. And Aqua Jet is going to be there. Not even going to risk the Speed Tie or potential Scarf. And then we have another attack drop. We do see the Mega from Scrafty doing a decent amount to Hemo. To the Goblin. Alright, and Bulk Up. So I can see Bulk Up. Does this have extreme speed? It does have extreme speed. Doing a good amount to Chansey there. One thing I haven't seen yet from this game is Go Home Your Drunk's other effect. So they just might be going for a game here. But if they, Alolan Vulpix, effect in somewhat, you know what, this could have been, that's crazy because this could have also been anti-tech. So what I had for Alolan Vulpix is if they consecutively have their effect proc over freeze, paralysis, confusion, or if the op misses an attack, they do get a step closer towards adding another cat Pokemon. So they could go for game here. However, Hemogoblin paralyzed, maybe unable to move. I will check out after. I want to see what they do here. Okay, so they go Infernape. They get the growth on the Skull Villain here. Dig. Oh, nice. Okay, there goes the miss. Yo, in the crit hit on top of that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really dig this game. Oh, that's miss number 2. Oh, nice. All right, so yes. So next game, they need to cause the opponent to miss. Uh, what else is the other one? Not flinch. Hit themselves in confusion. Not be able to move due to paralysis or get frozen solid. So Alolan Vulpix, very well played. I do love that. Had the Thunder Wave too. And the crazy thing is, there is counterplay to this, but the way that Alolan Vulpix played this, they made it seem very dominant into where, like, okay, I could get this off when needed. Okay, Choice Band was there. So Choice Band, Espeon, dope stuff. Ceaseless Dig. And we love to see the Dig in Draft League, right? We love it. Oh, Explosion is dope on that. So that's very great. Basically only potentially fishing off this and the Digs. Very nice. But there is Earthquake there too, which is a commonly used coverage move. But on to the next. Amazing job. All right, so we have Duvy, and we have Duvy activating one of their cards here. Offered up their Meowscarada for believing in the heart of the cards, right? Luck of the cards, luck of the draw, whatever it may be. So the higher the tier, the more draws you get, and draws. And Duvy's bringing both of them. So Duvy got Mega Greninja and also Duskull. Now Duskull is a LC mon. I wonder if the LC card that Duvy does have also applies to it. But I think it's only one. So that'd be dope if it's both. That would be crazy. But you do see the warning here because Skitty has 252 in each stat because, yeah, go crazy. Their ultimate. Is it their ultimate? Whatever. But yeah, pretty dope stuff. We also see Magearna here. So Duvy has a crazy team. They are a amazing player to watch, as well as nicknamer. And we do see General Snorunt on the opposing side. We do have 3 Little Cup like Mons. Like, this is not to be confused with the Little Cup Mon though necessarily. But just, let's say, not fully evolved Mons, right? A very scary team from General Snorunt here into another opposingly scary team. Like, you do have Hawlucha, who gives a lot of Mons the problem, but you do have Petrorunt here being a super defensive Mon, as well as Greninja could be mixed or physical, but likely you do see it special on the special side. And you do have Hydrapple here, that is a great special absorber. This is also a pretty defensive mon. This can be as well. So General Snorunt actually having maybe the bulkier team here, or maybe, I say maybe, because you got Violite, this HP stat go whack, this defense stat is cracked. You got these two and Excadrill. I believe this is a Mega Excadrill as well. So Mega Excadrill does look pretty good into the team, especially after a SD. And with this gone, if you outspeed everything, you can definitely do a ton of damage here. And Duvy could use any priority move on this Skitty as well. So Snorunt keeping it in the pocket. As far as lead, you could just get this up immediately, then pivot into your special soakers. So I think we see the Palafin lead, especially to avoid something like a Grin off the rip. You also have maybe a T-Spike lead, but you do have this too. You could bait in that with the T-Spike, then have this come in possibly. Leaf Storm, not too sure. My faith in Roserade is non-existent, by the way, because like Technician for what? Let's get it. Let's see. Lead, probably Duskull. Okay, so Kiss Me on My Hot Mouth comes out. Truly comes in after switching out of, I miss his name. Protagonist. Duh. Yes, Skitty gonna cook. Duskull cannot be overlooked. That whole line is a very tricky mon. Getting out of there with the parting shot off of the Inspector Gadget. Okay. Did we just click things? Are we just clicking things? EVS? P9 EPA, but there is always bullshit. That is true. There is always bullshit. Demolisher, Gibbous, Scrumptious. Yo, teleport. Nice. Battalion. What are we doing? Are we just showing off the names? What was going on here? Armor Cannon does half to the Demolisher there. Satoru Jojo Briefs. That's funny. 3 anime characters. All from the anime 7 Deadly Sins, of course. Battalion comes in. Okay, so we do see the Calm Mind. Duvy, what are you doing? Maybe getting that light screen down? Where did that light screen even come from? Okay, Clef. Rest. What do we see here? Do we see Curse? Okay, nothing that's gonna die in one hit. You do get the defense drop. Satoru Jojo Briefs. From Bobo. Getting the 2-hit bar. Getting out of there. Likely not getting a 2-hit KO because that little itty bit. Kiss Me on My Hot Mouth comes in. Dropping that Spadef down. So that's where it could get the kill. Low-key dumb. This is not news, so it's fine. True. We see the dual wing beat. We do see the miss. We do see Inspector Gadget come out. So a lot of dropping of stats here and there. This could be, yeah, sub. Bulk up. Grass Knot. Likely to see a Drain Punch as well. Grass Knot is going to not do the most. It is 80, but it is doing a lot because that is the strongest. It is that guy. All right. Drain Punch onto the Halucha, doing a good amount, healing a good amount, killing a good amount. This mon is a menace. I don't know if that's a protagonist anymore. Gonna get hit by the Draining Kiss, not enough to break the sub because you are the protagonist with the max HP, max Spadef likely, right? It's just that good. As is Magirna, but an opposing sub. So sub on sub, Draining Kiss is gonna have to drain a lot, but not be able to break the sub, as Drain Punch will likely break the sub. And then you can just sub up here, Drain Punch next turn, and then just heal up. Which, I mean, Gadget is at full. Do we see a red card? I'm just kidding. We know it's not red card. And the same thing just cycles here, but the Drain Punch is just gonna end it off with a crit, as well as protagonist at 100 HP. Normal Scrumptious takes that Jet Punch crazily. Unfortunately, not going to be doing enough with the Hyper Voice there. Jet Punch is going to get the kill, and we do see Mr. Briefs go down. So that was a pretty brief battle. Let's see what was going on in Duvy's head. The scariest thing to say. So very nicely done, packing all that. Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Draining Kiss sub, Akaberry with the Soul Heart, Lucha with the Life Orb, Limber. I do like the Limber on that. That's pretty dope. Trailblaze SD, Trailblaze just getting your speed there, SD getting your attack there. Kiss Me on My Hot Mouth, Choice Scarf with the Sludge Bomb, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and the Sleep Powder. And then the Dig Demolisher. Okay, so nice. Yeah. Based on this, they do get that is crazy. They got an LC Mon out there. That was actually a very good possibility for them. Unfortunately, Duskull doesn't have the best HP stat. I think it's base 35. I don't know. Mean Look, Toxic, Nightshade, Rest does go crazy. It did take a lot from that battalion. And Wish, Hyper Voice, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball. Dope stuff. Let's see what was going through. Boom, yeah. Bam, Healing Wish. So only light screen there. Pretty much seeing these special attackers as the threats, as well as Skitty from this Scrumptious Dick the Monster. I like that. The alliterations, or I know the word, where you're using the same letter and boom boom, you know, whatever. All right, anyways, Hydro Apple, Expert Bell, we love to see it with the super sweet syrup. Not trying to miss a Fickle Beam. Fickle Beam don't miss, but just dropping. Okay, what did you have that was not accurate? Rock Slide, I guess, for Rock Slide, because I think Fickle Beam is a 100% accurate move. But interesting, super sweet sharp. That lowers your ops evasion, whatever. All right, truly, boom, boom, boom. Satisfied, truly satisfied. Held Hydras. All right, nice game. Next game. So we have iLiseq versus Endless here. Endless 24. All right. I do love Endless team. I don't know if I said that enough. However, we do see the activation of turn up the volume, turn up the volume, turn up the volume. So you do see the two megas. They are both in effect there. Once again, they can add Mega Chimecho to their draft team, and during that card's activation, they may bring 2 pre-Mega Evolved Pokemon into battle when they hold their respective Mega Stone as well. This user may also use any number of custom sound-based moves and or abilities on their C, A, and C Mega Pokemon, as well as Mega Chimecho for 3 rounds, and any KO scored by Mega Chimecho will not count towards Mega Kills. So, they also got this off of Mega Assistant Helper. This will be gone, I believe, next turn. Very scary turn team here. As well as Endless here, having a pretty bulky team. All right, so we've seen Necrozma, amazing sweeper, as well as Diancie there, if you know how to use it, and a great Spidefmon in the form of Dragalge. I feel like Dragalge could definitely take a hit, but it can't heal up. The only thing that can heal well is basically this, and you have jungle healing as well. You're doing a lot of damage. You do have great switch-ins. You have great powerhouses. We could see something like Boom Burst plus Punk Rock, as well as Liquid Voice is another sound-based ability you could run, as well as Soundproof, like Soundproof Parasong would go crazy. As far as leads go here, you want to do as much damage as possible because these things heal up. I do think you have Recover on this. Don't know if this has Roost still. You have Horn Leech, you have Roost. So crazy team on this side here. So you do want to do as much damage as possible. Trick Room could be an option here, getting off some damage, but this mon is pretty slow. I think in the 40s, 30s maybe. I want to say 43. Grin looks pretty nice here, especially physical Grin or special. You do have acrobatics. You don't have air slash, I don't think. As far as leads go, you could just straight up lead Scarf Zapdos here into the team. It does look pretty good against opposing booster energy this and speed. Rocks look pretty decent. Just filling out. You don't have any ground types, so you do have a free Volt Switch, so that could be a thing as well. Necrozma could definitely put itself in the position to sweep depending on the set, but you do have to like be wary of these megas. Screens look good for Endless here. Let's see how they lead. So we do see the Chimecho lead versus the Grin lead. Dark Pulse is going to bring that right down into half or more. Oh lord, that does a lot. But it's also going to do a lot with the Punk Rock Boost Bug Buzz. That is a thing, right? It also caught me off guard. Alright, so the knockoff is going to take the kill. Earthquake is going to be the switch in. Diancie there. Make that make sense with the words that I just spit. Moonblast does do a decent amount. And the opposing Moonblast is going to just do a lot. I guess expecting a water type move. But U-turn is there. Do we see lefties? No. Alright, Necrozma is in. Necrozma Dragon Dances. Nice. Photon Geyser is probably going to bring it into the red. But not dead. Doing half. Lord, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Is that specs? So do we see the Meteor Beam or Rock Move, or I don't know. We see Photon Geyser. Okay, that's gonna bring it into the red. And Woodhammer's just gonna do a lot. I guess it wasn't that defensive, but goes down to its own recoil damage. So it's 3v4. What's funny is I think all these have wings. Like Grandpa Mega has some type of wing back there. You have wings on Buzzwole and then this. But yeah, all of them are flight. Well, no, I think I've seen this thing fly. That's crazy. So U-turn Zarude into Iron Treads here. We get another U-turn. And you lose some health, revealing that you are Life Orb. Leftovers procs on the boy there. We do see the Rocky Helmet. So likely a Roost set, bulk up as well maybe. So doing Stone Edge damage, gonna be the most that you can do with that Treads, it seems like. And the Beast Boost is gonna be in defense. Now Earthquake does take that out if it got the roll, but the Moonblast is going to let it reel back into that. Thunderous Kick gets the kill. Gets some damage dropped. Knock off on the Black Sludge, so no recovery, and the Sludge Wave is going to do almost half. Good job seeing how much well, that's gonna, oh, not enough. Oh, you do die. Why are words so hard for me right now? Maybe I need to slow down. Yeah. So it's gonna be a 1v1. You do have the 18% Zarude though. CC is going to not get the kill. Unfortunate, but very close indeed. So very well played by both Endless and iLiseq. Yeah, that was very close. It was back and forth, doing a lot of damage, just straight up. Unfortunately, this didn't do a lot of damage, but of course damage on this side as well. One move was clicked just by every mon, right? Aside from this. But yeah, that was just damage across the board. U-turn. Was the move where they all only just carry physical moves activated? I don't think so, no. So yeah, that was a slobber knocker. Last game. So we have Tails here with the Absol Mega Z. They also have gotten Ho-Oh from a guessing game that was out there. I'm not fully aware of how that worked. As well as Tapu Koko in the mix here. Then on the opposing side, you have the Mega Raichu Y with the Entei Avalugg. Like, seeing the bottom of this is kind of crazy. I don't know if I like that. But yeah, very scary team on the opposing side of Tails. You have your bulk, likely defense, likely special defense, and then you got your speed, your offense. Very capable here. But you have very defensive mons in Avalugg. This is likely eating anything Moltres sends its way. Like, hopefully no burn, right? It only really fears special attacks from the likes of this and then this. But Toxic and Burn could wear that down pretty well. You do have Lando here for the likes of Coco, likely. And does do good amounts of damage with coverage into Ho-Oh with Rock. Same with Entei here. I think you have Ancient Power, Stone Edge available to you. Sinistra looks really good switching into Coco, so long as it doesn't have like Brave Bird there. No real resistance aside from Keldeo into Mega Absol Z, and Raichu's there as well. With the No Guard, do we see No Guard come in? Oh, I would love to see that. No Guard plus the terrain boosted is crazy sounding. Like nothing really would enjoy that. So starting off, I would see Coco, if not one of the mons here, like maybe some hazard setting leading off, especially into Lando. You do have a dedicated Lando switch in and answer with Skarm. Oh, and then yeah, this does well. Switches out of this. Entei really doesn't have much of a switch in unless you don't have coverage for that. So yeah, this could be a slobber knocker. 394, you are 394, so they do speed tie as well. And then you have that, so you could just write out lead Raichu and then just switch, as well as Lando for Wild over here. So let's see, we do see the Z lead with the Intimidate onto the Z from Lando, but you do have the coverage in Ice Beam, and then the knockoff there is not going to do enough. You are going to get into Keldeo and get the Snarl, dropping its special attack boost, but getting that Technician boost. We do have the +1 on it from the Justified ability, not doing much after that drop though. So switching in Lando, Light Screen is going to be the move there, and Taunt. So U-turn, getting Cocoa Pebbles down to half. And Entei is in on the Reflect. Reflect looks really good into the team. The drop is pretty good. Helioid. Sun. Right. Okay. Earthquake. Nice. Knock off the heavy duty boots. But Rocks is no longer in play unless you got it on the Avalugg. The Thunder is going to be there. Very super effective. 30% chance to get the whatchamacallit. So, did they not go Zap Cannon? I mean, yeah, sure. You do have Zap Cannon, which is less PP. Which makes sense because you could get, you know, pressure stalled. Not pressure stalled necessarily. Well, yeah, pressure. I mean, this always wants to carry Regenerator for the most part. But, yeah, okay, I can see that. Does Zap Cannon only have 5 PP? I don't recall. But we're going to bring in Silver Chariot onto the sub. Do we see CM Calm Mind with the leftovers here? So we do see the Moonblast. Good job using that sub to stall out at least one of the screens there. And it is now gone. We got the Moonblast doing a good damage amount with that Life Orb. Both screens are gone. We do have E-Speed available, possibly in the tuck. But Sacred Fire is going to come out. Can't get burned. That's going to 2-hit KO aside from Protect, bring it above the range. But it is not above range here. So we're going to see Ho-Oh here. You are dropping your Sacred Fire PP though. So that is very smart to have that go down. So Stone Edge is there. We don't see any rocks being brought, but we do see the press being unleashed. Sacred Fire does kill here. Is this banded? Okay, Protect there. And likely a sub or a surf here is going to take something out. Alright, Keldeo almost back up to full. The Moonblast is going to get avoided, going into Avalugg, activating that Sturdy. But getting 2 tips of damage from that Life Orb is pretty nice, especially if you have Arcanine Entei in the back, threatening it. So this could be Choice Scarf. No? Am I tripping? I don't remember what outsped. Brave Bird doing a good amount of damage. Okay, so I was thinking maybe Scarm had to stay in there to threaten, possibly, because you do see the sub on this, the Earthquake, and yeah, Surf into Entei coming in. Now, Entei does have to land if it is locked. Okay, unfortunate. However, Entei could still kill. Yes. All right. Entei does have to, yeah, just out damage the bird. Unfortunately, I don't believe that will be possible. Like, you do have struggle. Wow, unfortunate 3 misses, and Body Press is gonna get the kill off on that. So, yeah, that's the that's what happens. So, but you were likely PP stalled out and then just chipped yourself out too. So Snore, Ice Beam, Charge Beam, Water Pulse. I love this. So a fully special technician. Yeah, that was absolute cinema right there from Tails. Very nice done. Boots with the Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, Earthquake. I don't think Sacred Fire was even clicked. It was clicked once. Silver Cherioto. Doing some damage with the just click of Moonblast and nothing else. The screens on the Pebbles, Wish, Protect, Foul Play, Toxic, and Bird Up. Bird Up did stay up, definitely. Doing some damage, especially with Rocky Helmet. So very nice game. We will move on into the next division. All right, Red Dragon Archfiend division here. We have Ozzie 007 versus PKS Luna Flame, Flames, and Ozzie, as I will be referring to them. As far, oh, we got the Clauncher. Clauncher on deck looks crazy. You do have this to block, but if you do have Terrain Pulse in the electric terrain, you got something to knock that out, boy. Victini just always looks good. Likely not so much with the mons that are here. They like specifically kind of snuff Victini. Like, U-turn is nice, Final Gambit is always good, but Bolt Strike, Bolt Strike, Bolt Strike. Your V-Create doesn't do much into the team here. Like, resist, quote unquote. I mean, it's not a resist, but it's not also not super effective. Resist, and then just fat, right? Like, Torn just looks like the victim here. So I wonder how this will be played. Stored Power actually looks pretty good. Stored Power, Shadow Ball, Victini could look good, especially after Grin's gone with its dual stab threatening it. But you do have the likes of Snorlax in the back with that beautiful hair. Oh my gosh, Snorlax, your hairstylist is amazing. Of course, that doesn't belong to Ampharos. This could switch in pretty well into Grin if it is fully special. You do have the likes of, like, what is that move? Low Kick on Grin into Snorlax, which could do hefty damage. Hefty, not body shaming though. But we do have a lot of bulk on Ozzie's side, especially with the Steelix here. Could be pretty nice into Lottie, but you do have Aura Sphere. You got to watch out for this boy. Just loves doing damage, doesn't care. Once again, you have Spadef Snorlax if need be, but doubling up, just having that only as your Spadef check could like add up over time. So I wonder how their investment goes overall. Scarf, this looks amazing, especially with the Air Slash being non-resisted, and just a bane if you don't have like Cobra Cloak or you're slower. So that could be a thing. The fastest mon on the side here being Victini, if nothing else is Scarfed. So based on that, like, you could invest pretty well into your bulk, just outspeeding this. As far as leads go, rocks look good. You only have defog on this, and this. Which you have Prankster defog as well. Rocks just look good in case of sash, potential sash. Lead, this could go crazy too. You do have a U-turn, you do have flip turn. You could even go scarf. Aura sphere goes crazy. I could see this doing mad work. As far as lead, I think you lead. Why not Grin? Grin U-turn just means cool, sure. Especially if you're scarf. Versus the lead, possible Victini, scarf into Snorlax if things don't go your way. So oh yeah, so Flame's punishment, which is Dagger of Revealing Light. So I love the way Flames cooks. Their punishment was for 3 different games of their choosing, they must reveal their set prior to the battle. So this will be knowledge for the opponent. Flames has an amazing surprise factor, which I love, which is why I love seeing them play, which I think we share. So this benefits the opponent unless Flames doesn't like really go surprise factory. So we do see the scarf revealed, we do see the boots revealed, covert cloak for Torn, Dusclops of iLight, as well as the moves here as well, right? Low kick is their Ice Beam, U-turn, Dark Pulse. So like that surprise factor is out the window. So it is up to the opponent to play accordingly. Like overthinking can also be a bane too. Like having all this information at your, fingertips is kind of a bane because you could over predict certain things, right? So we do see the defog on Volcanion. Thunderbolt, Psyshock, Draco, Meteor, Flip Turn, Latios, my bad. Defog, Press, Flamethrower, Steam Eruption. Press is very nice, baiting in that Snorlax. Like this is, I feel so sorry for Flames, but it makes so much sense for them as a player, as a punishment. Like having something to bait in Snorlax, like this is crazy. But this is also information for Ozzie, so it depends on how they run it. Because Flames always cooks. All right, yeah, it's his punishment, violence. So let's see how it gets played out. Low kick is gonna do almost half to Steelix. It is a hefty boy, but it is still thicky thick. You do see the other Grin, the Mega. Nice. Is that how it works? Yes, it does. So U-turn out. We do see defog as a potential. Steelix then go boom. All right. So revealing basically that it might have had explosion. We do see the wish. We do see the burn. In the electric terrain on Ampharos, based on their ult, or what you call it. Yeah, their ability, continuous spell. So this does have terrain pulse. That, yes, I called it. I just love seeing heat, y'all. So I did see that this could have gotten terrain pulse, but I wasn't sure how the terrain was gonna get set up. But yes, by Ampharos there. So Volcanion goes down. Hazards will no longer be in play. Nice tech. I forget it gets that. Thanks. The only reason why I brought it. Likely the only reason I saw it brought, but I think it just does good overall. Thunderbolt does get parry on Lax there. Grin comes in onto the Toxic from Lax. So Clodsir comes in here. Low kick is going to do about that much damage because Clodsir is kind of shrimpy. No pun intended. All right, so the Dark Pulse is going to miss out on the kill. U-turn is likely going to come out here to get that kill up and off, and Dusclops comes in. So we do see Electric Surge Victini, and the trick on Dusclops to give it the Scarf, taking away the Eviolite. Seismic Toss onto that. Very hefty boy, a lot of HP. So Nasty Plot Torn. Ozzie does know that there is the potential of the fighting move onto Torn, but you do have the +4 Hurricane doing a good amount on the Papa. So do we see Recycle? We already seen Recycle. Okay, cool. So Superpower is not going to do enough. They wanted to make sure they get some damage before the Recycle pops. We do see the Recycle and getting Big Papa right back up on green. Hurricane. So amazing set from Ozzie here. And that last Hurricane is going to be a Bane. This is going to be their last ditch effort. Hopefully a Confusion with the para. Alright, so being that they didn't get to Recycle there, they have to hope for non-flinch, para-flinch. Okay, so they do heal up because they are a gluttonous bastard ass. So hoping for the flinch, getting the body press off. Not going to be enough to kill, but the next one will. This is looking pretty grim for Flames. Hoping possibly for some shenanigans, hacks, and whatnot. Have to be very careful of this Snorlax here. Just having solely body press as well as toxic is going to be enough to take out the team if need be. Provided it does get those recycled berries off. So having to switch out, like you are on, ooh, paint split. So this is choice locked. Paint split is going to be doing some interesting things because this doesn't have the best HP stat. Wow, this does have a crazy one. They're going to be forced to stall out recycles if they want to get anything done. So Snorlax being paralyzed is kind of working against it almost, but I mean, no body presses does help. You do have 6 recycles left. So switching out of the Togekiss, getting a decent amount of HP back, but still on that timer. Keeping everything toxic on this side. Air Slash is going to be the move that possibly cleans it up for Ozzie here. Air Slash is going to be a 2-hit KO. Do we see a Healing Wish of any sort? A crit hit in a para. In a full paralysis. So, no Thunderbolt boost because you are a Levitate. Not that it does matter. You do get a hefty Ice Beam off, getting a kill. This could be what Ozzie needs to lose as far as the low kick. But being that, oh my gosh, being that it wasn't fighting type, it could have definitely died right there. So preserving this could mean you do get a kill off because your Victini is a Violite, but you are on a timer. You gotta get Dusclops in here. I'm speaking like I'm live commentary. Low kick is going to do 66. Recycle Pop Berry, and I believe Flames just gives up there, bringing in the Scarf Dusclop. Like, I'm not entirely sure that there was a way to win, but it did seem like Greninja could have done it. So PK Flames, PKS, Flames does throw off the forfeit, allowing Snorlax to just get the win because you are on a timer there. So very well played by Ozzie there. And that burden of knowledge might have, or that punishment might have also helped. So very well done by Ozzie. All right, so we have our next game. We have Knightf30p versus Ant. We have Mega Glycopod on Ant's part here. Looking at the team, let's see. Like, 1,000 Arrows does look like it goes crazy here. You do have the 2-for-1 bans, I believe. We'll see what was banned. But I believe Shadow Ball was banned, as well as, what was it? Was it either Dragon Dance or Thousand Arrows, Toxic possibly, unsure. And I think from them, Victory Dance was banned, or DD, it was something. It's a hard tell of lead. Like, Eruption goes crazy, especially Specs, regardless if you resist or not. A kill is a kill is a kill. So if you lead the likes of these two, something's dying, but you do outspeed if you are Specs. If you're Scarf, that is also good too. And you have Infernal Parade to back yourself on, as well as having Solar Beam if you did have Sun. Very fat team from Ant here too. Golisopod could get a sneak kill from the first impression, as well as other priority moves like Aqua Jet, Sucker Punch. Let's see, Bramble Gas looks pretty nice here. You do have Rapid Spin, you do have Leech Seed, Spikes as well. Let's just get into it. I believe the leads here just look like this. And Zygarde just looks good as a lead. Not physically rough here, but you do have a switch in the form of maybe Bramble Gas. Like, this thing is not to be overlooked. Let's just get into it. Alright, so we do see the files come out. Alright, and we see the choice specs on the Vaporeon. So, choice specs, cough. Release the files. No, we must remove them from the earth. Lord, no. And, Lord, that Scald looks like it's ready to remove Bramble Gas from the earth. Getting the burn, too. So, Moltres comes out here. There is a Spikes. We do see the Poltergeist too, not doing much for the Charty Berry, but the Flame Charge is going to get the kill and the +1 for the Birdie there. So Ron Jesus comes out here into the Mad Hatter. Alright, going into Ron Jesus here. We do have the Calm Mind from the Mad Hatter. But we're switching out. Not sure what was feared, but we do see the Shadow Claw. So maybe that was seen by Ant here. And the Heavy Slam just doing a hefty amount of damage as well. Especially from that quirked up, no knock. So Earthquake comes and gets the kill off that fat boy. We do see the SD from your boy. In a last ditch Earthquake, likely for the damage there. Rock Slide, predicting the Moltres, and it brings out with the burn up. We do have Heat Proof on Mega Golisopod there, but that burn up is going to be super hot fire into the kill. Why B tier? I don't know, but Hillary buff is going to come up on it. Do we see a Psychic Noise? We do see a song, however. Pair Song, very good bring, especially into things that want to set up. You're immediately on a timer, and then you have the screens before sending in anything else. Nightcon Perish, Wolfycon Perish. So the Files gets a free move into Poor Ian, but Porygon, funny stuff. Alright, Scald is gonna get the kill there. Infernal Parade doesn't get any proc on the burn, has the same chance to burn, and Porygon is going to get another 2-hit KO on that, as well as YB tier, getting the burn off, allowing it to likely live this 1, 2, 3, oof, and even I think even 2 more hits likely wouldn't have killed that with that burn and that screen there. So Porygon, which we know is gonna be Specs because it got frisked, is going to get those remainder of kills off on the 2-hit KO. Boom, 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 boom. And did it kill that? No. Very nicely done. The bans were Shadow Ball and Thousand Arrows, okay, which is why we saw Stone Edge and Scale Shot, and likely a different type of ground move. And Ant banned Wish, so nice to see Wish there, a band, just in case the longevity there. Smart move by Ant. Ant played that very well. well, we'll just see the what you call it. We'll run by it. Coil, Stone Edge, and Scale Shot, making those moves accurate after the Coil. Then we also see the Swords Dance, Leech Life, Rock Slide, Knockoff, which is very well played by the Heat-Proof Glycopod there. No knock off the rest. Nice Supercell Slam and Heavy Slam, slamming them down with the Earthquake as well. Mad Hatter being a Trick Room, Calm Mind, Side Shock, Mystical Fire variant, with the Files just doing Infernal Parade damage, Eruption, hitting off that Fire Blast of hitting, and Solar Beam for that Sun piggyback. Brambleghast. Spikes with the Rapid Spin and the Dual Stab, doing a hefty amount of damage if getting hit by that. As well as Knight's team here, having the Porygon, Choice Spec, Scald, Yawn, Flip Turn, Ice Beam, Couching, Gouging, right. With the boosted energy, didn't come out with the Dragon Dance. Moltres, Iron Head was nice for the Hatterene there too. Chardy Berry, Flame Charge, Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, and Burn Up. Primarily just doing some fire damage, right? Carnivorous, I cannot pronounce. Carnivorous, I love that play on words. With the innards out, Strength Sap, Sucker, Encore, Knock, and Ronges. Citrus, Stealth Rock, T-Spikes, nice with the Dual Stab there. And Paris Song, I love the inclusion of this. It just makes something switch out. So very well done. All right, so we got Xander here versus Gun. Am I lying? Yeah, this is Gun, right? Yeah, this is Gun, this is Xander. All right, so we do have another Roserade here and another combination of Skarm plus Umbreon. And we have Mega Raichu Y. Do we see the No Guard Zap Cannon? Can we see the No Guard Zap Cannon, please? So from here and there, as far as leads go, you do have the free Toxic Spikes and the stuff until you get Defog from one of these, or maybe Rapid Spin if this doesn't have boots. Volt Corona, aka Iron Moth, does do pretty well here too, being that you can hit everything super effectively bar Landorus, and this is just Frail, so every hit is going to be super effective. Like this does well as cleanup, as well as Mega Sharpedo too, especially if it's special. I could see special Sharpedo going crazy here, having Ice Beam, having Dark Pulse, and having a very respectable Spatak stat. Especially into this, you got double Intimidate, so I couldn't see why you wouldn't run special if you do go that route. As for leads here though, still you might do Protect Umbreon as a lead. This is pretty good into Raichu because you have Focus Blast, you have Zap Cannon, you have Dazzling Gleam, stuff that this pretty much just avoids getting hit by. Surf. So this could be very good into Mega Raichu Y, especially like with AV or something. AV, maybe Synthesis, a bulky variant, who knows. Getting off quick knocks as well. So possibly lead Lando, lead Raichu Y, as well as lead this maybe, because switching in is hard, or leading your bulk. So let's go for it. So we see the Whimsicott lead in the Iron Moth. Tunerona comes in here. All right, so we'll forego that. Trick Room on the Whimsicott. Nice. We do see the Yawn. Yawn Protect. Getting the Swords Dance off. Is this a Lumberry? It is not. But nonetheless, Foul Play is going to do a good amount of damage. Despite the Colbur Berry nerfing it, it is not doing enough. But the crit is going to add insult to injury. That likely mattered. Raichu Y with the sub, blocking the Yawn. Getting the nasty plot off. Uh-oh. Scary time, scary hours. Does this get a kill with a Volt Switch? No. Transistor boosted though, by the way. So we don't get to see the No Guard. So We do see Dragon Pulse on that, getting the kill. Last Ditch Wish. Red Eyes Toon Dragon comes in here on the Landorus, getting the attack drop. The Scale Shot is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 4 bops. -1 defense as well. So Earthquake is going to bring that down into hell, as Red Eyes Toon Dragon does come from there. And the Balloon Toon Rona is going to come in. Does it lightly set up? It very much does with the Balloon. But Drampa here to take a good Dazzling Gleam and get off the Roar. Nice. Still intact is that Balloon though. We do see Sharpedo here with the Ice Fang getting the kill off with that strong jaw bonus boost. Not even worrying about the speed. So we do see the Volt Switch. I'm not even gonna read into that. Shadow Ball there into the Trick Room, likely trying to bring up the possible Hitmontop. Memento, nice. So what do we see here? We do see Hitmontop. Is this a sweeper set? We do see Bulk Up. Triple Axle, 1, 2, 3, with the crit hit on top of that. So 2 of those would kill, provided the Technician boost and the damage. But you are going to see that flying type get removed in a good read from Gun. So very well done. And Roserade comes in here, getting off the clutch kill with the Dazzling Gleam, crit, extra damage, unnecessary roughness. So they do stay in with this. You do get a good Giga Drain off on that, not enough to kill, nor is that Volt Switch after a +2 to transistor boost. You do see the Giga Drain come off here, and the Scarf Lando is likely going to try to do something. But the Protect is going to snuff out what it wants to do, and you do have the Balloon in the back. So reading that, Gun comes in with the Raichu, and last ditch effort to get some damage. Are we going to see the Agility? Agility is going to be there, and to snuff out the 2 extra kills that's needed to win the match for Xander here. A last ditch Intimidate as well. So finally getting this Protect boost. No tricks, legit win, GG. So nicely done by both. Bro, Gun cooked here. Very well. I love the Trick Room set here. The Bulk Up Triple Axle, the reads, nice reads there. SD Cobra Berry, very nice. Unfortunate crit as well. Next plot, Volt Switch though. Unsure about that because you're not healing up. Like, yeah, you're getting a nasty plot. You're getting your pivot, but you're switching out after giving yourself some damage. So unsure about that. I mean, you died to a Light Breeze anyway, provided. But yeah, unsure about the Volt Switch there. Not seeing if it did anything. Very well played with the Scarf here too, as well as the Roar. Very coded. So we got 3 more games. Okay, so we have Swaggy versus SeneorChang. Just gonna knock these out real quick. We do have the Mega Manetric over here, as well as the Salamence from Swaggy's side, and the Mesprit, rightfully so. SeneorChang does have access to the sticky webs, which would very much slow down the team for everything that is grounded. Mainly these 3. This doesn't matter, it's pretty slow. This could do a great job at sponging any special attack from Bucephalon here. But on the opposing side, you do see a physical strong attack like Garchomp, with things like Scale Shot and Earthquake. Intimidate's going to do a good amount. Let's just get into it. I think the leads here, Rocks look nice immediately, as do Webs. So could Rocks on the opposing side, or just getting off a kill. Lead Garchomp, likely lead Treads. So we do see the Garchomp lead, we do see the Manetric lead. We don't have HP Manetric, but we do have Mega Garchomp getting off those rocks in the spikes. I don't know if a Mega immediately was great here, but it does help for the added benefit of damage onto that crit, as well as bulk. We do see Val come in with a Quark Drive and attack, and we're just gonna get that back in. So Moonblast here, attack makes it seem like you do have the CC. Good protect to scout out that CC as well. So very well done. And switching in that Garchomp Mega, where that Rough Skin would have definitely added to the benefit of that drop here. We see Buzzwole in here, but that Spatak is no laughing matter. It's still going to one-shot Buzzwole off rip. And the CC there as well. Having 2 drops here, I do believe Charge Bug will live, possibly. Moonblast, no drop. In retaliation, we see the Thunderbolt. So that should die on entry, but you do have Iron Treads here with the quirked up Quark Drive and the speed boost to absorb the Thunderbolt and as well as get off a Rapid Spin, but not into Blacephalon nor getting off an Earthquake. So it's forced to switch out into the Dragalge, comes hitting the Flame Charge. Is this a physical set or just getting off the +1? Either way, it's going to be gone. Dragon Pulse not doing much into the special defense wall that is Cryogonal, as well as getting a poison for its troubles. And Treads taking in chip damage, as well as the poison for the opposing side. Zen Headbutt is going to catch the crit as well as the balloon, making it go pop. Or the clown rather, I guess. Rapid Spin is finally going to be able to be there, and I think this is just a give up moment for the bug, just throwing off the electric moves, and possibly a nope, no lightning rod. Sending in Manectric here for the mega kills likely. Mega Manectric does mega, getting off the overheat, and it's going to take the game with a Thunderbolt. So well played. Getting the 6-0 here, the Iron Valiant going crazy here. So we have Rain versus Austin here. Austin, do we have the proper EVs if sub Salakberry? We see another Iron Valiant here. I think you normally do have the Iron Valiant, I think. We also have Ditto. And I wonder if they have the Professor Turo project too. No, I think they normally have Val. Either way, you have 2 Mons that can make use of the booster, being naturally faster than the team over here. But you do have the sweeping capabilities of Hawlucha, Coil this, SD that, and Shell Smash, as well as Quiver Dance. Even Iron Defense or Dragon Dance on this side. But you do have to watch out for the opposing Ditto. So it'll be funny to see, or interesting rather, to see how that bodes out if Austin does go for a sweep. You do have Ogerpon, which just hits everything super effectively, if not hard AF with the Ivy Cudgel. Super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective. So very effective Mon brought here. As well as great pivots on Rain's part. This is a great draft team. Like, you got your defense, Spadef, maybe attack, Spatak if need be, or mixed, fast AF, and then whatever you want to do. So bringing it in, I can see a lead from Cobalion here, lead from here, possibly Tusk, and I am here. So we see the Ogerpon lead. With the SD straight up. So retaliation, Cobalion sends out that T-Wave and the Iron Head. Possible flinches, possible paras as well. That's the second hacks. Flinch, para. Now we see a flinch alternating, getting off another Iron Head, but to no avail for the flinch or para. So bringing in Oogway. This could be Sash, but it could get broken unless it does happen to paralyze. So likely Ditto here. If we don't see White Herb, we are likely to see a Sash. And we do see the Liquidation come in to drop the Imposter. Stone Edge here with another crit. Austin's hacks is very favored. RNGesus. Right? If the Nyx can do it, so can Austin. And we have 2 kills for Oogway. and a Quiver Dance for Masquerain here. Now you do have super effective Giga Drain in order to knock out that Masquerain. I'm sorry, knock out that Alomola. And another Quiver Dance into the special like Pecharunt. Do we see a... No, we see a miss. 2 points of hacks there. Hoping for the poison likely. And it's going to be enough to one-hit KO after +2 in that Life Orb. I didn't even see the Life Orb there. Fire type Val. Terrestrialization. Not sure what let that do that. But I'll have whatever card up necessary. And a Swift Sweep from the Swift Swim. Come on. Does this have Swift Swim? I might be a liar. But am I curious to see anything from here? I want to see if you gave, okay, the EVs to Lucha. No, not necessarily. And you have Citrus Berry sub. So I guess it doesn't matter for Austin, but it does matter in some instances. RIP Terrorblast, right? Yeah, so thought you couldn't Terror. Yeah, Rain's ult allows them to Terror. So Rain did have the ultimate activated of Eternal Stream. And what it allows is that they can pick 3 continuous spells and the Overseer picks 1 for them to add to their roster. The spell can be any continuous effect that they have not used before, and that effect can only be activated after week 4. And the continuous effect will be limited to 5 rounds. If the card has any effect less than 5 rounds, you can use it for the period it has. And any Pokemon drafted or buffed from this continuous can also terrestrialize. So 1 Pokemon per week for the period they have the continuous. So I believe this was the Professor Toro project, if I'm not, or if I'm correct, not correct, whatever. So that's why they were able to terrestrialize. Next game here, we have Jay versus Invisible. Invisible rocking a team which does have access to sand outside of a sand setter as well. So we could see sand on Darkrai as well as Salazzle. I hate seeing Salazzle not having corrosion though as well. Why would you do that? Why would you not have corrosion to Salazzle, right? Otherwise, we do have Jay here with the Tinkaton, Dragapult. I believe this is Mega Drill, Fat Hands, Gastrodon, and a Rotom Fan. Rotom Fan's been pretty prevalent to Jay's showing up here. As far as the team, we could see webs being pretty effective. Not so much for this Mon, but only for this Mon for the most part. For Mega Drill, yes, but you do have access to Rapid Spin. But there is also a spin blocker here, as well as Clear Body. So I can see Clear Body here on the Pult. Lead here for Jay is likely this Tinkaton, maybe Rotom Fan, maybe a quick U-turn into the team as well. A Banded Dragon Darts or regular Dragon Darts, I believe, is enough to take this out, if that's how it leads. As far as lead for them, they might as well lead with sand, and I would love to see like an eject button, and then just getting in this thing to do damage. Like you do likely have it choiced, I don't know. But once Gastrodon is gone, it's a field day for this Mon. Alright, let's run it. So we do see the Tinkaton, we do see the Araquanid. Tinkaton does have the Mold Breaker, and the Surf is going to be able to 2-hit KO the Tinkaton and pop the balloon at that. So Sticky Web is up, Giga Drain is out, and doing a good damage amount to the Gastrodon. So it makes it easier for Dracovish to just viciously rend all over the place, right? Arachnid, we do see the stay in here, likely hitting with the Ice Beam. Yes, I love Special Arachnid, very underrated. Wow, that crit did a lot. Usually very special defensive on Arachnid's part here, but gonna be able to take out the Tinkaton. And a oh, we see Double Drill. We do see a Shadow Claw. I wonder if this is, well, I mean, it has to be, right? Where did that take damage from? Unsure. Either way, we do see the Ice Beam opposingly, both chip recovery, and we do get a Giga Drain to bring up Arachnid a little bit. Volt Switch is going to be there, not doing enough, of course, from the Iron Hands because we thick. And the Drill is here. Likely a switch. Ooh, do we see a double from Jay? No, we do get the +1 Storm Drain boost though. No defog on the table, so they only have Rapid Spin to rely on. Arachnid is doing mad work for Invisible. Not caring about much of anything. Wild Charge is going to drop it, allowing for something like Dracovish or any Sandstream Mon to come in here. Flamethrower is going to do a good amount, not enough, but sheesh, that Drain Punch definitely did. Salazzle not having the best defense. Immune is this Dracovish. Very, very tricky. Since when is Dracovish immune? Who knows? But it is a Shadow Ball. Who knows what this could be? Yeah, new moves. Very special Dracovish with the Life Orb at that. A Dracovish not carrying Fish's Rend is pretty crazy. Wow. Shadow Ball into the Dragapult, as Shadow Ball from Dracovish itself is gonna be the one that knocks it out. Jay, really? Earthquake in the sand is gonna reveal. Wow, no way. That was all along. Who knew? Me after Flamethrower. Fish's Friend is going to get the kills necessary for the dub for Invisible. Webs plus Fish. Yeah, goes crazy, right? So well played by Invisible here. Jay, none the wiser to the illusion at hand. And that's going to be the games for week 5. Now, during week 5, there will be a video explaining the chaos to proceed. And going into week 6, we will have some fun stuff. I will have a friend with me discussing everything that did go down. But yes, keep playing. Have fun. See you next one. Enjoy the chaos. Peace.